the shield of liberty. In the heart of a small town in the Deep South, there lived a man named Malik Carter, a former military officer and an unassuming pillar of his community. He had seen the worst of humanity in war, yet returned home with a mission to protect his community, especially his fellow black citizens, from the threat of systemic racism. After years of serving his country, Malik found himself back in the town where he was born, now as a civilian. But what was supposed to be a peaceful homecoming soon turned into a battle of justice. Malik worked as a security officer at a local school, known for his calm demeanor and unwavering commitment to keeping everyone safe. He didn't seek recognition, but he was the go-to person when things went south. The town, however, had its share of trouble. Tensions between the local police and the black community had been rising for months. The town was no stranger to whispers about racial profiling, brutality, and prejudice among the local cops. Malik, a man who had faced down danger in war zones, knew that the real battle lay on the streets of his own hometown. One fateful afternoon, Malik was walking home after his shift when he witnessed an altercation between a group of young black men and two white officers. The situation quickly escalated, with the officers shouting and becoming more aggressive. Malik, sensing the injustice, approached the scene, his military training kicking in as he assessed the threat. He stepped forward, pulling out his credentials, a combination of military honors, law enforcement certifications, and his title as a decorated officer. The moment the cops saw his credentials, they froze. It wasn't just the display of authority that rattled them. It was the aura of a man who had seen much more than they ever could. Malik had risen in the ranks, earning his military honors and respect from people across the country. But it was his presence in that moment that made them hesitate. He was a black man, yes, but one they knew they could not intimidate. Malik looked directly into the eyes of the officers, his voice calm yet firm. "You've lost your way," he said. "You're not here to protect. You're here to harass." His words echoed in the oppressive heat of the afternoon, and for a second, the tension seemed to hang in the air. The officers looked at each other nervously, then slowly backed away. Malik didn't need to raise his voice, didn't need to use force. His credentials and his reputation spoke louder than anything. He wasn't just another citizen. They knew who he was, what he had achieved, and the power of his position. As the officers retreated, the crowd that had gathered around the scene looked on in awe. Malik turned to the young men who were still shaken by the encounter. "Stay safe and never back down from doing what's right," he advised, before walking off into the sunset. Word of the encounter spread like wildfire, not only in Malik's town, but also across the state. People who had once feared the police now had a hero they could rally behind, someone who used his power to protect and defend his own community without the need for violence. Malik became a symbol of hope and justice, reminding everyone that sometimes the greatest weapon you can wield is the truth, and that the badge you wear doesn't always define your ability to do what's right. In a town that had been broken by division, Malik's courage showed that it wasn't about titles or uniforms, it was about standing up for what's right, no matter who you are. The racist officers never returned to the neighborhood, and Malik continued to serve as the protector of his community, earning the respect of all who knew him.